Hi everyone, I'm Bill Harrell and welcome to a new program on Blab TV. It's called Blackwater River Tools. If you like woodworking, this is the place to be. They've been in business for over 25 years. Let's go inside and see what they have to offer. Wow, this is a woodworker's paradise. Look at all this equipment, tools, and supplies. This is a great place to be. Hey, look, here's Bob Sislow. Bob, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, Bill. How are you today?
Bob is one of the owners of Blackwater River Tools. And Bob, I wanted to just start off with a basic question is, what is Blackwater River Tools?
We sell and service woodworking machinery and tooling from the hobbyist all the way up through industrial woodworkers.
And so you've got a lot of equipment, you've got a lot of tools, and you've got a lot of supplies here. I wanted to talk about this particular piece of equipment. We are in the Festool area of the store, and a lot of people, when they think about doing woodworking, they think about the cleanup, you know, all of the dust that it creates when you're sawing into something and that type of thing. You've got a machine here that actually says that it's dust-free. Tell us a little bit about that.
Festool has been around for, I don't know, 50 years, and they started with the dust-free systems, and the sanding systems are 99% dust-free. You can go into a house, do what you need to do, work for an hour, and not have to spend an hour cleaning up. And
well, why don't you show us exactly how the piece of equipment works?
when I turn the sander off, the vacuum runs for another 15 seconds, so it leaves no dust.
Well, you know, there was an old saying that when you get sawdust in your hair, it never goes away, and that's why sometimes people like woodworking. But in this case, what do you see as the real advantages of having a piece of equipment like this?
It's portable. The woodworker can go into an area, bring all his tools in, work, not have to spend an hour cleaning up. He can work until he finishes the job, and then pack his stuff up and go home.
Bob, you've got a lot of Festool equipment and tools and supplies, and it's really impressive. But one of the things we want to talk about is how Festool really makes it convenient for people to store things. Tell us about that.
All of the Festool tools come in a sustainer, men's Tupperware, pretty much. The box, the sander that I was using goes in this box. It locks. All of the boxes are interlocking. I can pick them up. They can also go, there is which we don't have here, a small cart that these can set into, so you can roll around the shop. And then there's also the work cart, so you can go into a workspace. Has glides on the back for going up the stairs. Big wheels. They think about how this stuff gets moved around.
And so they've certainly talked about ways you can conveniently store it and conveniently move it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Bob, this is a great way for convenient storage and convenient moving that Festool's come up with. When we think about working with saws and that type of thing, you have to think about safety. And let's go look at a piece of equipment. It's called Saw Stop that I think really answers that question. Let's go take a look.
Okay.
Bob, we're in the Saw Stop area of your store here, and you've got some great equipment that you carry. When we talk about table saws, you know, it can be dangerous. I think on an average there's about 10 amputations of fingers every day. It can have long-term consequences for people. How does this equipment really lower the severity of injuries when people are working with saws?
The saw has a mechanism that puts a voltage through the blade. When your finger or something metal touches the blade, the blade drops, the brake, or the brake hits, makes the blade drop, and stops the blade and gets it out of the way within 2, 3, 10,000ths of a second.
So I wanted to go over to this particular one, and obviously the saw is in the middle, but if that thing were going and someone was dealing and their finger just lightly touched the blade,
Gone.
it would stop.
Gone.
It would stop.
It would stop and be gone.
Mm-hmm.
The brake pops up, jams into the blade. There is a mechanism in there that when the blade hits that hard, it drops the whole trunnion, and the blade is just gone, and it's gone in the blink of an eye.
So, you know, the safety factor involved there is obviously that somebody doesn't lose their whole finger. They may get a nick, but they do
They may
not
get a nick,
lose.
they may lose some skin along the side of the finger or something.
Well, I've got to ask you about one thing here. This orange thing here. It's obviously got a magnet and it sticks to the metal. But what is that?
That's a magnetic push stick called the 11th finger. If you're
Okay.
if the saw is really close and you're doing something that you don't want to put your finger in there, you can push it across with the 11th
So
finger.
instead of getting that finger close to the saw, you actually have this thing to be able to do.
Right, but and everybody that uses a table saw has a push stick, but they're always, I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
You don't know where they are.
It's down there. You know, it's
Or
never.
the fact that it's magnetic and it's close by, you know, it's actually used.
they don't. I was in a shop just recently, and it was stuck. It was stuck to the fence rail. The guy knew where it was all the time.
So that's a very unique piece of equipment. So once again, safety involved here with Saw Stop, and another great line of equipment that you offer here. Bob, we've seen the larger Saw Stop table saws, but do you have anything that's a little bit more portable, that's really easy to set up and store?
This is the job site saw, and it's just what it says it is. It's for the job site. Taking it out to the job site, rolling it out, setting it up, cranking the blade up, running the table out, putting the fence on. When you're finished, it all goes back the same way.
So how convenient, and you said for the job site, but you know, someone could also use this in their homes, right, in their workshops.
We have people that have bought it and put it in. You know, this is their primary saw because they can roll it out of the way and still put the car in the garage.
And why don't you fold it up one more time just to show people this is how it would store, and this is, I think that's incredible. No complaints about that.
No. It gets it off to the side, and you don't have to worry about running it over with the car.
Well, one of the cool things about dealing with woodworking is creating cool stuff. And why don't we take a look at a machine that can really help people design things that they would want to design.
Okay, let's go over there now.
Okay. Bob, this is some cool things that people have made. How does this machine help someone create this great woodworking?
Everything you see on the machine was created in the computer first, and then brought to the machine. The piece of wood was locked down on the machine, and the computer did everything else.
So in other words, it's already pre-programmed, so to speak,
Yes.
to make certain designs. And you know, we want to go over here and take a look at some of these things. Here was a seahorse, but this right here looks fairly detailed. So how does all that work? The saw knows where to go?
Well, this is done with a tapered bit, and I mean this took about an hour to do because the end of the tapered bit is only an 1/8 inch wide. So you can imagine all those 1/8 inch lines coming back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. But that's done. That program comes out of the computer first and is run on a memory stick.
Bob, if someone wanted to get involved in woodworking, which is a wonderful hobby, you've got ways to get them started, and you have the Craig line here. Tell us a little bit about that and how someone can get started.
Craig has their Craig jigs for fastening wood together with screws. They've expanded from that, from just a manual jig that you use with a drill, to machines, to router tables, clamps, a lot of accessories to put drawers on, put doors, what else? Shelf pins.
You have a lot of
shelf
equipment
handles.
here, and I wanted to really emphasize the fact that when it comes to Craig products, you have just about everything
All the Craig,
they have to
but
offer.
we also have the Porter cable and the DeWalt and the Grex tools.
But this is really kind of the place to come if someone's just wanting to get started, because I mean, that first step that they take, when they come in, you'll help them, right?
Yes.
Yes. Tell us about that. How does Blackwater River Tools help someone get involved in a hobby like woodworking?
If we have a man on staff who had a cabinet shop, so if somebody wants to build cabinets or stain the wood or do something that none of the rest of us know about, Kyle knows pretty much what to do. A lot of the people come in and say, "Oh, I've got to put a door in. Somebody broke the door, or somebody broke the frame of the door." We have tools to help fix that. And normally, when someone walks in, there's one specific thing that they want to see, that they want to look at. Eventually, they walk around the store and they'll buy that one thing, but they'll be back.
One of the things that really impresses me the most is how much stuff you have. Tell us about that.
And that's one of the things. The wall behind us, it's all that stuff that people come looking for, and they go, "Do you have it?" Well, sometimes I can walk right to it. 9 times out of 10, the furniture's been moved, and I've got to go find it. But it's usually in here somewhere, and the customer's happy that we have it, and they can take it home and continue their project.
And as far as location, you're here on V Street. A lot of people maybe know that you're close to Pensacola Catholic High School, but when someone says, "Bob, how do I find your shop?" what do you say?
We say, first thing is, do you know where Pensacola Catholic High School is? And if they say yes, we say we're kitty corner from them. The next question is, do you know where Gross & Sons Paint and Body Shop is? And if they say yes, I say, well, we're right down the street from them. So one or the other, they can usually find us. But we're about 5 blocks south of Fairfield, in between V and W Street.
Well, Bob, thanks so much for having me out tonight.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you for coming.
And thanks so much for watching this program, and we'll see you next time.